Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back. Let's start chapter, case 26 rather. Thanks to these three for helping me out. The World Edition. The case is this: Dead in the Water. Alright Matthew, we're finally here. Ready to start digging into the background of the teenage killer from Yemen. We know that Zhao Mei is an orphan who grew up around here. We have to learn more about this girl to find out why a child that young would have ties to Sombra. Here in Sichuan, you can enjoy the fascinating history, Matthew. Did you know... Dupont, can we have this talk later? Sombra's a bit more urgent than local history. At least start your search at the Lotus Bridge. You can't visit this spectacular area and not admire the landscapes. Alright. It's not like we know where else to start looking. Let's head to this bridge, Matthew. Decided to use my tablet for the time being. Next case, I'll definitely use Camtasia. Faded scrapbook. Well, there's the corpse. That's a lot of clues. Matthew, I don't think that body in the river is supposed to be part of the scenery. Figures we came here to investigate a link between a teenage orphan and Sombra, and the first thing we find is a corpse. Matthew, we need to discover who this woman is and whether her death has anything to do with our investigation into Sombra. Let's send the body to Angela ASAP. I see you picked up a few clues. A wallet? Nice catch. There's a driver's license inside. The photo looks just like the victim. And her name is apparently Li Jun. I wonder what else the victim's wallet might contain. Let's search through it. And hey, look at the photos in the scrapbook you picked up. This must belong to our victim too. The scrapbook looks like something a tourist might make. So maybe the victim wasn't from here? We should dust it to see what the text says. Let's get cracking, Matthew. I don't know about you, but I won't rest easy until we're sure this murder has nothing to do with Sombra. Alright, I'm gonna get some stars first, so sit tight. Alright, I got some stars. I'll examine the victim's wallet first. Panda reserve ticket. What did you find in the victim's wallet, Matthew? A ticket to the Panda reserve? Aw, that's cool. We'll get to see pandas. Because if the victim visited this reserve, we should check it out too. Who'd have thought? I thought the first one would lead me to the crime scene. To crime scene number 2, rather. Scrapbook contents. The text in the victim's scrapbook says, "Admired lotuses today with my daughter Ying." Wait, so the victim had a daughter, and this daughter must still be around. We need to find her immediately. Uniform Li Ying. Unless you want to bet that bruise is a clue. Achoo! I apologize, Ranger. I hope nothing's wrong. Miss Lee, it's about your mother. Yes, why? Is she alright? No, we regret to inform you that Ranger Matthew found her dead near here, and... What? No! Not Mama! No, not Mama. That's not possible. We're afraid she was murdered. Could you tell us anything that... We should never have come here. A lovely region. Mama said. It will be great, she said, and now she's dead. I can't believe it. What will I do now that Mama's gone? I don't think she's the one. I think I see a couple clues. Video camera. Yep. Boy, that's pretty nice when all your clues are in one vicinity. Wow, that sure is a lot of pandas. Unsurprising in a panda reserve, I guess. But I'm glad you found useful stuff amid the panda droppings, Matthew. It looks like there's blood on that stained handkerchief, but the blood seems mixed with something else. Let's collect a sample. And good call grabbing that video camera, Matthew. We can unlock it to see if there's anything important on... Excuse me, who are you, and what are you doing here? A talking panda! I'm not a... Wait, you're not a panda. Who are you? I'm Wang Fan, and I take care of pandas here. We wear these outfits to make the pandas comfortable. Why are you trampling all over this reserve? Ranger Matthew is investigating a murder, and our victim visited this place, so we'd like to talk to you about her, Mr. Wang. I'm gonna get some stars first, so sit tight. Alright, I got 7 stars. Let's talk to Wang Fan. What did you want to talk about, Ranger Matthew? Let's make this quick. I've got to get back to my pandas. The pandas can wait a bit. A woman has been murdered. Did you know one Li Jun? That name sounds familiar. I think she came by the other day to admire the pandas. Lots of people do, because pandas are adorable. My sister knows that she loves pandas. Did you notice anything unusual about the victim? I wasn't paying attention to her. I was looking after the pandas. Did you know that over 30% of the world's pandas reside in the Citron sanctuaries? The giant panda is an endangered species. Less than 2,000 of them are left in the wild. I'm doing important work here. I don't have time to gawk at tourists. And now I must go. My pandas need me. Video camera. Perfect. Great, Matthew. You've cracked the code on the video camera. Let's send it to Elliot. Okay, that's 9 hours. Stained handkerchief. picking up a sample from that stained handkerchief, Matthew. Lars is pretty busy with the triplets. Matthew, let's put this sample under the microscope ourselves. Voila! The victim's blood. Well, the good news is that now we know the blood you found on the handkerchief from the Panda Reserve matches our victim. But then it gets more complicated and weird, Matthew. How can there be traces of chicken, chili peppers, and peanuts mixed in with the blood? Mes amis, are you making dinner plans? I hear you discussing the recipe for Gong Bao chicken. Gong Bao chicken is a renowned dish from Sichuan. The local cuisine has the reputation of being both spicy and delicious, and it's one of the 4 great traditions of Chinese cuisine. So, the handkerchief was stained both with the victim's blood and this treasure of Chinese cuisine? It sure wasn't the victim who dropped this bloody handkerchief, so it must have been the killer who left Gong Bao chicken stains. This means the killer eats Gong Bao chicken. Well, they bit off more than they could chew with this murder. I know you'll catch them soon. That's strange. There we go. I know I gotta get to my work right now. Alright, I'll let these two run their courses and I'll get the remaining stars here when I can. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the victim's body on autopsy. Angela, what can you tell us about the body Matthew found near the Lotus Bridge? Uncle Jack, you haven't played with us in forever. Ranger Matthew, tell Uncle Jack he's been had. Matthew, help? Girls, leave him alone. It's time to go play outside. But Mom... Ranger Matthew's here to discuss grown-up things. Go on, girls. Yeah, I say dead bodies are grown-up talk. I'm not even going to ask what the kids were doing in your lab, Angela. So what can you tell us? The body shows signs that the victim fought someone shortly before her death. But what killed her was a blow to the head with a blunt object. Death was instantaneous. The body was then dumped into the river. The killer probably hoped that the river would carry the body away. Please tell us that water didn't wash away all the evidence. It almost did, but not quite. On the front of the victim's collar, I managed to find traces of soot and animal glue. They're ingredients of calligraphy ink. Someone with calligraphy ink on their hands and had clearly grabbed the victim by her collar. If not for all the water, I'd probably get fingerprints. But as it is, we know the killer practices calligraphy. The handwriting's on the wall for them, Matthew. You're sure to put them behind bars. And the video camera? Well, Matthew, the video camera you found in the Panda Reserve was sure interesting. Is it just me, or did that sound ominous? The camera belonged to your victim, but the last thing she films is a doozy. Take a look. There's a pandemonium in my heart. My love for you tears me apart. Ugh. My sadness and euphoria blur, like black and white of panda fur. Who the heck was that? What the heck was that? That, Matthew, was the latest single of a Korean pop idol called Silvery. And I bet you just love Silvery's tunes. Yeah, it's exactly my type of music. Anyway, the important part is that your victim filmed this guy with her camera, so I guess you'll ask some questions for him. Let's hope Silvery doesn't break into song when we talk to him. Got a Queen of Hearts there. About the victim filming him? Mr. Silvery, Ranger Matthews investigating. You in the blue shirt, you have an interesting cheekbone structure. What? I came here from Korea to record the music video for Panda, and I could use your exotic looks among my dancers, so I want to roll in your music video. We're investigating the murder of one Lee Jun. She came here and even filmed you with her camera, and now she's dead. Did you know her? No, but you shouldn't be surprised if that people film me or take photos of me. I'm very famous. Your victim was obviously a fan. You, the blue-shirted one with interesting cheekbones, you too could become a bit famous if you accepted my offer to dance in Pandemonium. This conversation is over. Matthew, get me out of here. With pleasure. Matthew, we came to Sichuan for answers about the teenage killer from Yan'an, but so far we got nothing on her or Sombra. Instead, we got a dead woman named Lee Jun and a whole lot of new questions. And meanwhile, we're grappling with Korean pop idols and obsessed panda keepers. We don't even know much about the victim except that she was here with her daughter. Matthew, I've looked into the victim's background, and I can tell you one thing. She worked for a Beijing adoption agency. What? We come here to investigate an orphan girl, and the person who turns up dead is someone who works with orphans? Matthew, what if this isn't a coincidence? What if Lee Jun was here because of Zhao Mei, too? What if Sombra is behind this murder? We're going to have to find out in Chapter 2. See you guys then. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the Jade Vase. Matthew, I got a new joke for you, but I'll let my assistant tell it. Knock, knock. Who's there? A vase? A vase who? A vase choice you made in coming to see my dad. Teehee. A wise choice. Get it? I'm so glad the kids are here with me again, Matthew. Learning from my example. They'll grow up to be so witty. Yeah, bro, they sure will. Anyway, we're actually here about the vase Matthew found in the restaurant. So I figured, alright assistant, it's time for you to take a break. Go find your sisters, yeah? Thanks, sweetie. Now that she's out of earshot, the blood on that vase matches your victim's. There's no doubt that it was used to bash your victim's head in. So the vase is our murder weapon. The killer must have hidden it in the restaurant after the murder. Exactly. And there were germ-infected droplets on the vase, meaning that someone had sneezed on it. Matthew, the droplets are too small for me to extract DNA from them, but I guarantee you that your killer has a cold. So the killer's got cold hands to go with their cold heart. Well, being sick won't excuse them from prison. Matthew, we're no closer to discovering who killed Lee Jun, or to learning whether it's a coincidence that this adoption agency worker died just as we arrived to investigate an orphan girl with Sombra connections. We need new leads, you're right. We should return to the crime scene and check if we've missed something.
Excellent. Internet's free. Oh yay, or cafe. And the deal's good for 2 years. That's 14 years. Get free internet for 2 human years, plus a great TV. Oh, good. Hurry to Sleep Train to save on all service sets. Up to $400.
Oh, let's give it a try.
Sleeper, plus 4 years interest-free financing on Tempur-Pedic during Sleep Train's grand opening sale.
Burger King's got a good idea here.
Faded document. Painting.
There's a lot of talk about the future of Hawaii's solar industry, but I've got some good news for you. There's a company out there that's really doing something.
Torn photo.
Hawaii Energy Connection. You've heard of them. They're the guys behind KumoKit. Hawaii Energy Connection is investing in microgrid technology like hybrid solar water heating systems and
there we are.
battery solutions that benefit everyone. Hawaii Energy Connection, Hawaii's renewable energy solution leader. And a little pig said,
Okay.
so the boy puffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down.
The paper you found has the logo of the victim's adoption agency on it. Too bad it's faded. Let's go over it with a dusting brush. And you're right, that torn photo is suspicious. We can piece it back together. I didn't know you were into art, Matthew. Oh, you're right. You can see the crime scene in the picture, which means it was painted here. There's a note on the canvas calling it a self-portrait. If we discover who this woman is, we might learn more about the murder. We should check her for her face in the database. I'm going to do it right now because my tablet is low on battery. Yeah.
For now, but the good news is those winds are turning as we head into our weekend. They won't be super strong, but we'll have a little bit of trade winds back in place, and it'll feel a little bit better temperature-wise.
Document text. Great, Matthew. Now I can read this document and see what it's got to do with the victim. Or we'd be able to read it if the text weren't in Chinese. Dang it. Let's send it to DuPont ASAP. Showers near Volcano, Honolulu coastline, seeing a few very light sprinkles. 12 hours. Too intense there. Taking up towards Maui again, some windward slopes, seeing some rain. And let's examine the portrait. Some of that windward rain kind of as we get some upsloping. So as the air moves up the slope, you see some of that rain developing. Right along the coast, actually not a huge amount of rain. Had a few showers pass through Hana. And as we take you down towards Oahu, most places are quiet right now. We had a little isolated shower cell develop near. We'll go ahead and try to kind of zoom on into this area of rain. Still got the 9. Ellen Morowitz. So the person who drew the self-portrait you found by the Lotus Bridge is an American artist called Ellen Morowitz. Let's ask Miss Morowitz why her painting was at the crime scene. Ahead of it, generally dry conditions and warm temperatures, those winds picking on up, so a chance of rain by Tuesday, but for now, generally dry conditions. 71 is the low for tonight, partly cloudy conditions. Again, just a few isolated showers. As we head towards tomorrow, get up to 85. What her self-portrait was doing at the crime scene? Maybe an isolated shower, not a whole lot expected. Miss Morowitz, an adoption agency worker named Lee June was murdered here by the Lotus Bridge, right where we found your self-portrait, and... What? Someone was murdered near here? Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. I think the shock just awoke my sinuses. It's terrible that someone could be killed in this beautiful place. You've never seen Lee June in the area? No, but to be honest, the whole world fades away from me when I paint, and I was quite busy painting here. The light is beautiful at sunset. I come to this area every year. It's so picturesque. I originally visited China years ago to learn calligraphy. And then I couldn't stay away. I hope to paint my best work here one day. I'm sorry I can't help you with your investigation, Ranger Matthew, but feel free to ask more questions later. I'll be by my easel with my paintbrushes.
Dust and allergies get between you and life's beautiful moments. With Flonase Allergy Relief, they won't. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergens only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. But 6 is greater than that. Flonase outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill. So you can seize those moments wherever you find them. Flonase 6 is greater than 1 changes everything.
World's worst mother. What the heck? Look at the note on the victim's photo. The world's worst mother. You're right, Matthew. This must be the handiwork of the victim's daughter. But what a surprise. When we spoke, she seemed devoted to her mother and shattered by her death. It's definitely time to demand answers from Li Ying.
longest lasting brand in its class has great deals. Now in your Honda dealer.
About the angry note on her mother's photo.
Welcome to Pro-Am Golf, Hawaii's largest golf.
Miss Lee, why did you destroy a photo of your mother and write such a nasty comment on it? How can you think I'd do such a thing? Actually, I'm not feeling well. My cold's getting worse, so I'm just going to go and... You're going nowhere until you explain yourself, Miss Lee. Was your earlier grief for your mother just an act? Oh, so what if I exaggerated a little? My mother really was the worst. She only cared about China's orphans and didn't have any affection left for me. She was never there for me. When I won first prize for calligraphy back in school, did she notice? No. She was busy saving other children somewhere far away from home. But you took this trip to see Tron together. Yes, because Mama decided to come here and, momentarily remembering that I exist, invited me along. At least I got some excellent gong bao chicken out of the trip. I'm not sorry that Mama's dead. Now she'll do something for me. I'm going to inherit all of her money. That's a cold thing to say, Miss Lee. If you did kill your mother, all of your money won't help you avoid prison. Well, she's in the running now.
Now is your chance to own your
I hope it's not Li Ying. We'll let the document test run its course, and I'll see you for that when it's done. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the document text from DuPont. Matthew, the document you found at the crime scene was written by your victim in her official capacity as spokeswoman for her adoption agency. In the text, she expressed concerns about a Korean music artist called Silvery. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with his work. That's probably for the best. What concerns did Lee Jun express? Miss Lee disapproves of Silvery's oeuvre, which, while professing respect for Korean music generally, she claimed that Silvery's songs were bad for children and that he set a harmful example. En brief, mes amis, Lee Jun was campaigning to ban Silvery's music on Chinese children's networks. This ban would be a blow to Silvery, since China is an important market for Korean music. Is that so? Then Silvery had better have a good explanation for not mentioning all of this to us earlier. About the victim's plans? Silvery, you said that you didn't know Lee Jun, when in fact, inspiration has struck. I've had some spectacular gong bao chicken and I'm writing a song about it. What do you think about this? Like gong bao chicken, you pierced my soul, and now I'm out of control. Enough of this. Earlier you told us you didn't know Lee Jun, but she was campaigning to ban your music from Chinese children's networks. Why did you have to find out about that, Ranger Matthew? Yes, that Lee Jun wanted to prevent Chinese children from enjoying my music. Lee Jun said that I was a bad artist and a terrible role model. What does she know about music, that old hag? I'm a wonderful role model. I'm serious about my craft. I learned calligraphy for one of my music videos, and I came to this authentic panda resort to shoot pandemonium. That woman was crazy. Protecting children is great, but she crossed the line. And it's very convenient for you that she's dead. If you were the one who crossed the line and killed her, Ranger Matthew will make you regret it. Matthew, we're making progress on this case, but it's slow going, and none of what we learned sheds light on the girl whose background we came here to discover, or on Sombra. We still don't know if Lee Jun's presence in the area was a coincidence, or if she too was here because of Zhao Mei and was killed for it. We've got suspects with strong motives to kill her, but so far those motives aren't related to Sombra. Korean pop idol Silvery benefits from the victim's death since she was campaigning to ban his music from Chinese children's networks. And the victim's daughter hated her mother for not loving her enough and giving more attention to the orphans she worked with. Maybe she... Matthew, come at once. There's an emergency at the Panda Reserve. Silvery's being attacked by a panda. What? Oh my gosh. I will say next time I will be using Camtasia for case 27. I'll see you guys for chapter 3 of this one. Alright folks, we're back. Let's start chapter 3 of Dead in the Water. Matthew, we're making progress on this case, but it's slow going, and none of what we've learned sheds light on the girl whose background we came here to discover, or on Sombra. We still don't know if an adoption agency worker's presence in the area was a coincidence, or if she too was here because of Zhao Mei, and was killed for it. Matthew, come at once. There's an emergency at the Panda Reserve. Silvery is being attacked by a panda. What? How did that happen? I don't know, but unless you want one of your suspects to get eaten by a panda, you should head to the reserve immediately. Oh shoot. Ah! Help me! What are you doing to my poor Fei-Fei? What is your Fei-Fei doing to poor me? She wants to eat me. Nobody's getting eaten on Ranger Matthews' watch. Mr. Wang, do something. Fei-Fei, it's alright. Fei-Fei wouldn't hurt a fly. It's all that boy's fault. He annoyed her nearly to death with his singing. That's enough. Silvery, leave the pandas alone. Mr. Wang, stop shouting. Fei-Fei can go have some calming bamboo. There, I think the crisis is past, Matthew. No, this is outrageous. My poor pandas are stressed out. I have half a mind to close this resort to visitors and be done with it. What? No, we need to sweep the reserve for clues before you shut it down. Let's go, Matthew. There's not a moment to lose. Well, there's a laptop. Woman's shoe. Fan. Torn pieces, and I see the butterfly. Excuse me. You're gonna notice my profile picture has changed because I got to see my favorite news team in action on Thursday night at 10, which explains why I will not be doing the case in Elite Mode this week. Huh? What's a laptop doing in a Panda Reserve? Matthew, let's unlock it at once. That torn poster is also pretty out of place. I say we put it back together and see what's on it. And that's a nice fan, but you're right. It's odd that there seems to be writing on it. It's faded, but a good dusting will fix that. Come on, Matthew, the clock's ticking. I'm gonna get a few stars, so sit tight. Alright, I got myself up to 18 stars. I got a couple stars from the last crime scene, so let's examine the fan. Wow. Pretty strong threat. The writing on the fan reads, Take a grandmother's advice, Miss Lee, and don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong. What a thing to write on a fan. Imagine opening it and seeing this message. Way to leave a passive-aggressive note. Who could have done this? With this talk of a grandmother's advice, Matthew, could this have been from Obasan? But earlier, she claimed to be friendly with the victim. Let's see how she explains this. About her threatening note to the victim. Ranger Matthew, lovely to see you. Will you join me for a cup of tea? let me just put my knitting down. We're not here to chit-chat, Obasan. You told us that you liked Lee Jun, but we found a fan with a very unfriendly message from you on it. I should have known this would happen. How embarrassing to be caught like this. But I simply couldn't stay quiet. I know writing that note was a waste of my calligraphy, but I had to tell Lee Jun what I thought of her profession. Her profession? You have something against the adoption agency Lee Jun worked at? It's disgraceful. These adoption agencies meddle in family affairs and distribute children as they please. This isn't how families were in my day. Children shouldn't be a business. People like Lee Jun destroy traditional family values. I hope for your sake that you didn't destroy Lee Jun in defense of your values, Obasan. Prison wouldn't be a comfortable retirement home. Well, she's cleared for now. She doesn't fit the other criteria. There we are. That's Lee Mays. Or Lee Jun, rather. Look, Matthew, there's a photo of the victim on that laptop you unlocked. The laptop must belong to the victim. Let's send it to Elliot, quick. Okay, that's 9 hours. Torn poster. Wow. What the heck is up with this band poster? Look, Matthew, it's got the victim's photo on it. And the text is just the icing on the cake. If you see this person, alert a Panda caretaker. It's like Lee Jun was an outlaw in the Panda world. You're right, Matthew. Let's ask Wang Fan what on earth is going on here. About the victim's band poster? Mr. Wang, what did Lee Jun do to warrant being banned from the Panda Reserve? What did Lee Jun do? What didn't she do? That nasty woman hurt Jin Jin. The baby panda was just playing, but that woman shoved her and hurt her paw. It was atrocious. People like Lee Jun are monsters. They don't deserve to live. Oh, really? So did you kill Lee Jun for what she did? No, but I'm not sorry she's dead. I'm done with all these people menacing my pandas. First that Korean singer sneezes all over them, then this lady hurts one of the precious babies. You think I do this job because I have nothing better? No, I have a good education. I'm a qualified chef. I could have made a fortune with my gong bao chicken, but I chose pandas. Pandas are my life, and nobody hurts them on my watch. Well, you'll be separated from your pandas for good if Ranger Matthew finds out you were the one who killed Lee Jun. Well, he's cleared for now. We'll let the victim's laptop run its course, and I'll see you for that. Okay, folks, it's Matthew. We're back. Let's get the results of the victim's laptop right now from Elliot. You guys keep giving me laptops and cameras. Is it too much to hope that one day you'll send me a doomsday device to match my genius? Dream big, little man. For today, just tell us what's on the victim's laptop. Well, you'll like this, Matthew. Among the victim's files, there was an old adoption application from Ellen Morowitz. Apparently, Ellen tried to adopt a child through the victim's agency several years ago. What? And Ellen told us she didn't even know the victim. Let's see if she changes her tune now. about her adoption application with the victim? Could you step to the side just a bit? You're blocking the light, so... No, we couldn't. Miss Morowitz, you claim to not have met Lee June, but Ranger Matthew found proof that you dealt with her while trying to adopt a child. What? No, I would have remembered meeting the murdered woman. Don't even try to deny it. I'm just surprised, Ranger Matthew. It's true that I considered adopting a child some years back, but I didn't realize this woman was from that agency. It was so long ago. How was I supposed to recognize this woman now? I only met her in passing, and then I dropped the adoption process halfway through. So you didn't end up adopting? No, I changed my mind. I realized that my artistic lifestyle wouldn't have meshed well with motherhood. Not enough space to just be me, you know? Now I'm free to travel anywhere I like, paint whatever I want, keep irregular hours. Did you know Gung Bao chicken makes a great midnight snack? It's the bohemian life. Well, Miss Morowitz, you better not be lying, because if you did kill Lee June, all you'll have to paint will be prison landscapes. She's in the running now. Matthew, I can't shake the feeling that we're missing something, and time's running out. The longer this takes, the colder the trail is getting. Good call. We should go back and search the restaurant again. We found the murder weapon there, so maybe the killer's left something else behind. Let's go. Let's see what we have to find. Aha! Trash can? Blast, where is that thing? Oh, there it is. Victim's necklace. Matthew, the necklace you found looks really familiar. Where have we seen it before? Oh, you're right. The victim wore this necklace in some of the pictures we've seen. So this necklace belongs to the victim, and there are fibers stuck in it. Let's vacuum them up and see what they are. And maybe you'll find something in the trash that will bring us closer to the killer. Let's do this quickly, Matthew. Victim's necklace. Sorry guys, I've had a really itchy nose and kind of coughs off and on. Please bear with me. Got it. Alright, let's send the fibers from the victim's necklace to Lars ASAP. We need to learn how they ended up there. Moment, folks. Okay. Okay, 15 hours. And let's get to the trash. Aha! A medicine jar. Look at that, Matthew. There's blood on this jar you found in the trash. The jar looks like medicine. Let's send it to Lars and find out more. Stat!
An exciting new way to release the fresher flavor and aroma of larger cut herbs like basil and oregano. From prep to plate, unleash the power of McCormick herb grinders.
Okay. And 9 hours. I'll see you guys for that. For when these two end. Alright folks, we're back. I'm ready to put a killer behind bars. Let's get the results of the fibers first. Hey bro, it's almost weird to see you without the kids around. Heh, yeah, I guess I've been quite busy with them lately. But dude, you also haven't come to see me unless it was for an investigation. I'm thinking a movie night is in order soon. Sign me up, bro. So first, what can you tell us about the fibers from the victim's necklace Matthew found in the restaurant? See? That's what I mean. You're all work and no play. Anyway, Matthew, the fibers you sent to me are red silk, and their distribution on the necklace indicates that they didn't come from the victim's clothes. The fibers got caught on the front of the necklace, which could only have happened during the victim's fight with the killer. They're from something the killer is wearing. So the killer wears red. Well, not for long. Their next outfit will be prison orange. We're closing in on them, Matthew. Well, this changes everything. Obasan is in the clear now. She wears white. Let me take a look at the suspects real quick. Okay, it clears the daughter. But I think we just nailed our killer. But we'll see. Daddy, I want to go look at pandas. Sweetie, now's not a great time for pandas. Daddy's working. You see, Ranger Matthew here is here now, but I promise to go with you later. You always say later, and Mommy says later, and Uncle Jack, too. It's a conspiracy. Well done, honey. That was a long word. And now just go play outside for a bit, okay? Sorry about that, Matthew. The proximity to the Panda Reserve is causing havoc in their little hearts. No worries, dude. But yeah, it's kind of urgent. What can you tell us about the bloody jar Matthew found in the trash at the restaurant? The blood on that jar belongs to your dead adoption agency worker, so your killer has definitely handled it. But it gets better. This medicine is a bruise ointment. Matthew, remember how there was a fight before the victim died? Clearly, the victim managed to land a bruise on the killer. So the killer has a bruise. Well, soon this will be the least of their worries. I can practically hear handcuffs snapping shut around their wrists. Matthew, we finally got enough to arrest the killer who took Lee Jun's life. Let's not waste a minute more. It's not Silvery. It's the artist, Ellen Morowitz, who killed her. Ellen Morowitz, you're under arrest for the murder of Lee Jun. What? Me? I may have an artistic temperament, but that doesn't make me a killer. And yet, Ranger Matthew found your bruise ointment stained with the victim's blood. You can't prove that it was mine. Lots of people get bruises. We also found the victim's necklace with red fibers from your scarf stuck in it. Wearing red silk is very common in China. You've got nothing on me. We've got the murder weapon with your germs all over it, Miss Morowitz. The game is up. You just kept digging and digging until you found me, didn't you, Ranger Matthew? Who asked you to do that? Yes, I killed Lee Jun, and I don't regret it. She ruined my life first. That woman refused my application to adopt a baby. What? You told us that you changed your mind and didn't want to adopt anymore. I lied. The truth is that Li Jun denied my last chance to adopt. The bureaucratic process lasted for years, and then she refused me because she didn't think my artistic lifestyle was stable enough. I would have been a great mother. I longed for a child. I had the money, the willingness, everything, but it wasn't enough. I never had children, and it was that woman's fault. I hated her. Oh yes, I hated her for years. And then what should happen but us meeting here by chance? She just waltzed in here and she didn't even recognize me. Can you believe this? That Li Jun wrecked my life and she didn't even remember me. I just couldn't take it. I snapped. So you hit her over the head with a jade vase and then dumped her body in the river. These actions don't speak highly of your moral character, Miss Morowitz. And nothing in your story changes the fact that you killed a human being. You're under arrest. Ellen Morowitz, you stand accused of the murder of Li Jun. How do you plead? Guilty, but for a good reason. Your Honor, I may have inflicted the injury that killed Li Jun, but she also dealt me a wound that never healed when she denied my chance to adopt a child. That doesn't even begin to justify the murder you committed. Of course you'd say that. I bet you think I'm unstable just like Li Jun did. Well, now she's dead and I'm not sorry. Your lack of remorse is exactly what troubles me. Ellen Morowitz, for the murder of Li Jun, this court sentences you to 20 years in prison. No. Oh no, this is the end. This is the end of me, the end of my career. And it's all that woman's fault. Matthew, I didn't expect the reasons behind this murder to lie in the obsessive hatred of a woman who was denied a chance to adopt a child. It's sad and also unsettling. But you're right, we should stay on track. We still have to learn more about the girl we came here to investigate, and we're not sure if Li Jun's presence here had anything to do with her. The murderer is behind bars, but our work here isn't done. It's time to roll up our sleeves and really dig into any and all leads on Sombra. Let's take a look at the other ones. Li Ying, no red clothing on. Wang Fan, cleared from the start. Silvery, no bruise. Obasan, not sick. Everything else not fit. Ellen Morowitz was the one. So I'll see you guys for Innocence Lost 2-6. Alright folks, here's Matthew, we're back. Let's start Innocence Lost 2-6. Matthew, you've arrested the killer of adoption agency worker Li Jun, but I'm not satisfied. We still don't know why Li Jun was in Sichuan. What kind of work was she doing? And whether her work had anything to do with Sombra-linked girl, with that Sombra-linked girl we came here to investigate. I need you to return to the crime scene and look for anything to explain why Li Jun was here. We need to make sure there's no Sombra connection. Matthew, before you go, do you have a moment? It's just that I seem to have misplaced a daughter. You've done what? Lars, I told you we need to be more careful. This isn't the first time one of our daughters has gone missing. I'm sure it's nothing, honey, but, you haven't seen April anywhere, have you? Don't worry, Mommy, Daddy. April didn't get lost. She just ran away to live with pandas in the Panda Reserve. Why are pandas always involved when one of my girls goes missing? First June back in Yunnan, and now April is all alone in a forest full of those bears. Anything might happen to her. Matthew, please help me search the reserve for April. I've got to get my little girl back. Smooth move, Lars! All because you were so keen on following Om Padmasana. My goodness sakes. Decided to do that first. Now that's April's doll. Matthew, I hoped we'd find April straight away, but she's not here. I don't know what to do. But, oh, I recognize this doll you found. It belongs to April, so she's definitely come this way. You're right. There's a weird blue stain on the doll. We've got to find out what it is. Maybe it will lead us to my girl. There we are. Blue residue. Thank you for helping me get this sample from April's doll, Matthew. I'll rush it to the lab at once. I've always believed in giving children freedom, but maybe my daughters are too wild. Their runaway acts will give me nightmares. I just hope this sample will lead us to April. $6 hours. But you know what? I'm gonna speed this up. I want to be able to find that girl. Matthew, the blue stuff we found on April's doll was hair dye. How on earth did April come across blue dye in the forest? You're saying that there's someone around who has blue hair? Then that someone will have to answer some questions now. About April's whereabouts? There's pandemonium in my heart. My love for you tears me apart. Yes, little girl, this is a beautiful song, but you're not doing it justice. Also, my jacket, could you stop wrinkling? April, there you are. Come here at once. Oh, good. Are you the owner of this child? Take her away from me. Hey, Mommy, I think about you night and day. My Panda song gives me away. I'm so glad you are okay. What are you doing here, sweetheart? Stop singing and talk to me. I found this child wandering around the Panda Reserve. I couldn't leave her there. I know firsthand how vicious pandas can be. I didn't ask you. April, sweetie, are you okay? Yes, Mommy, don't be mad. I had lots of fun with Silvery. His songs are the best. Pandemonium. Well, one of us had fun. Anyway. Now will you please take this child far, far away from my aching head? You're lucky I'm not bringing you up on kidnapping charges, young man. Kidnapping? Lady, I pay good money not to have to deal with this girl. In fact, here, Ranger Matthew, take this and just leave me in peace. Pandemonium. April, I'm serious. Stop singing that stuff. This panda madness has gone on long enough. We're going home. No, I don't want to go home. I want to be with pandas. Ranger Matthew, I'm going to become a panda caretaker and live with pandas forever. Alright, you want to become a panda caretaker? Then how about we have a quick chat with someone who's doing your dream job? Maybe then you'll finally calm down. Talk to Wang Fan. Mr. Wang, I'm terribly sorry, but my daughter is so obsessed with pandas that she refuses to come home, and I thought you were the best person to... What an excellent girl. She knows what's important in life. I mean, little girl, you should listen to your mother. Little cubs like you can't survive alone in the wild. But before you go, maybe you want to give Jin Jin a little hug? A baby panda. Aww. The pandas will still be here for you to visit later. That's what these sanctuaries are for. Pandas have been on Earth for 3 million years, and we're making sure they'll still be here in the future. It's time for you to go home now, but take this hat. You can wear it if you still want to do this job when you're older. Okay. Victim's purse. Matthew, look! Lee Jun's initials are on this purse, so it belonged to her. Maybe whatever's in the purse will reveal why she came to Sichuan. We've got to learn if Lee Jun's work with orphans meant she knew something about Zhao Mei. Let's search through her purse ASAP. A USB drive. We need to know what's on the USB stick you found in Lee Jun's purse. Let's get it to Elliot immediately. This one is 9 hours. This one I'm going to let run its course. And I'll see you guys for when it does. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the USB stick and wrap up this case. Uh-oh.
So what should we do now?
Matthew, the USB stick you found in the victim's purse is the breakthrough we've been waiting for. Lee Jun had quite a few files on this drive, and it turns out that it's as you suspected, Matthew. Lee Jun was investigating that Sombra linked girl and her disappearance from Sichuan. I knew it. What exactly do her files say? Is there anything about Sombra? No, but Zhao Mei wasn't the only one Lee Jun was investigating. It seems that a lot of orphans have gone missing in Sichuan in the last few years. Numerous orphans gone missing? That doesn't sound good. No, and Lee Jun was very worried. She mentioned some handwritten notes. Apparently there was some information she didn't want to keep a digital record of. But she didn't say where she put those papers. Dang it, we need to find them stat. Good idea, Matthew. Let's ask the victim's daughter if she's seen those notes anywhere. That's what happened, folks. Tab went unresponsive. Tab went unresponsive, and I lost out on 20 experts. 20 expert points. That's Li Ying. Ranger Matthew, I've already told you everything about Mama. What else could there be to talk about? She wasn't that interesting. Charming as ever, Miss Lee, but we actually need to know something specific. Did your mother ever talk about the purpose of her trip here? Did she mention what she was working on? I didn't ask and didn't care. My mother spent a lot of time at the restaurant, that's all I know. She sat there all the time, surrounded by papers. The restaurant, huh? Well, if Lee Jun used it as a temporary office, we should definitely search it again. And maybe we can grab a snack while we're there. I'm starving.
I can't believe anything that beautiful is so cheap.
I'm cramping up. Miles?
No, honey, it wasn't Miles. We'll let you know when he gets here.
Maybe we need a signal.
How about this? I yell, hey, Rose, Miles is here.
Got it.
Okay.
I know I did.
Okay, I can see.
For a Sophia Petrillo?
Here's a president you've never seen. Look what I got, Dorothy. A surprise for you.
Torn pieces.
Oh, look at these watches. They must have cost you a fortune.
I did.
Where'd you get the money?
Is that what you said is the
Matthew, let's glue these torn bits back together and see if these are the papers we're looking for.
Hi, lady. Oh, hello, Ma. I want you to meet my daughter. This is Caroline. Caroline, so nice to
Alright.
meet you.
Torn pieces.
Rose Miles is here. Rose Miles is here. Rose.
Miles?
Rose, this is Caroline. Caroline Rose Nyland.
How do you do?
I am so glad to finally meet you. Lunch is all set up, Animal and I. Your father tells me you're a classical musician. What do you play?
The English horn.
I didn't know.
Matthew, the document you restored says orphan children have also gone missing in...
Makes sense.
These are definitely the victims' notes, the ones we hope to find. Orphans have gone missing in where? The rest of the text is faded. Dang it. Can you reveal what it says, Matthew?
Hi, I'm here about the car. Oh, come in. Have a seat. Thank you. I know. Blanche will be here any minute. She's out on a test. Oh, Blanche said I was going to be the first.
It's been using that line for 40 years.
Wow. Data on missing kids. Matthew, this is hair-raising stuff. Look at this. The victim's notes contain a list of locations where numerous orphans have gone missing, all over Asia. She mentions 15 disappearances in Xi'an, 22 in Guangzhou, 30 in Seoul, 22 in Tokyo, and the numbers for Beijing are off the charts. 60. That's over 100 children altogether. And there's a note on the margin saying, "What is Sombra?" Matthew, this is huge. This means that Li Jun was investigating the cases of missing orphans from all over Asia, and during her research ran into Sombra, though she didn't know what it was. We already knew Zhao Mei was linked to Sombra somehow, but we thought she was an isolated case. What if she isn't? If Sombra's involved in the mass disappearances of orphans, then Zhao Mei is only part of a larger plot. What's going on here? What does Sombra want with these kids? Matthew, right now we have more questions than answers, but we'll get to the bottom of this.
70 grand, but I haven't checked today's mail.
It was awfully sweet of you to go to all this trouble, Rose. This is...
Alright, now that we're all here, it's time to act on the urgent news Matthew brought us. From the evidence we have, it seems clear that Sombra is abducting orphans from all over Asia. What? Is this true, Matthew? But why would Sombra abduct children? For what purpose? We don't know, but it can't be anything good if Sombra's involved. Matthew, we must find out more about Sombra's plan for these children and stop it. But how are we going to do that, Chief? Where do we even start looking? You saw the list Li Jun compiled. Children are missing from all over, but Beijing seems to be the worst hit. Such a mass disappearance must have been noticed, so our best bet is to head to Beijing and start unraveling this plot from there. Matthew, I'll see you in Beijing.
Rose, you know, I have a feeling you and I are going to be the best of friends.
Rose, there's something we need to talk about. It's about you and Daddy.
I know it seems like a crazy match. A college professor and a farmer's daughter. But somehow what we have together seems to work.
Rose, it's only been a year since my mother died. Daddy's still very vulnerable at this point. I
Alright.
don't understand why he reached out for you. Well, you're very warm and you're very giving.
It's not open yet. Alright, I'll see you guys for case 27.
Really care for